What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Ty's Fishing Adventures. So today I wanted to do a video for you guys talking a little bit about my top 3 setups for fishing during the fall winter deal here. And this is pretty much stuff I'm going to have tied on throughout that time frame. Catch fish or don't catch fish on it. Just kind of showing you what's worked for me in the past. I know everybody's done this video 1,000 times over, so it is what it is, but you know, it can never hurt to share and maybe help someone that maybe hasn't watched one of the 1,000 videos that's already been done about this. But of course, for me, it's my top 3, so it's 3 things that I throw or plan to throw throughout. And then I'm gonna have 2 bonus ones that I add in there, just 2 things that I'm hoping hoping to catch a fish on throughout this fall winter time. So here we go, let's dive in. The weather outside is frightful, but catching bass is so delightful. But there's one thing to know. Let them go, let them go, let them go. Alright guys, so wanted to kind of go over my top 3 right off the bat. Don't necessarily pay attention to color or that kind of thing. I'm just telling you the 3 types of baits that I typically plan to use during this time frame, and it's pretty much you can always go out, and if there's any fish there where you're actually at, you'll get bit if you got one of these 3 things on. So first of which, and I haven't been throwing it a lot lately, but this is always my go-to year-round pretty much, and it's a drop shot. Hopefully you guys can see that there. It's a drop shot. So basically this is something I have tied on. I have tied on year-round. I always have a drop shot. Anywhere I go, I have a drop shot. Either that or like a flick shake or shaky head, some form of finesse presentation. But in this particular time, I have a drop shot tied on. So I have a size, I believe it's 1 Gamakatsu drop shot hook paired up with a Wu tungsten. Believe this is maybe 3/16, 1/8, something like that. Weight probably 1/8. Weight tied on, and choose your favorite soft plastic. Mine probably be a Berkeley flatworm for this particular time, or a I still use like a shaky head worm, or I'll pretty much whatever worm I got in the back that I want to use for the color conditions. A robo worm, all that stuff kind of works on there as well. Just something that not like a lot of moving and kicking and stuff. Obviously the fish are moving pretty slow right now. Bait fish are moving pretty slow. Anything out there is moving pretty slow right now. So something that's just really kind of just sits there, kind of moves a little bit in the water, is what I will go to. So I'd say probably first and foremost, if I want to get bit and I know I want to catch a fish that day, I'll pull out the drop shot. Now I probably won't use that as much during the winter because I don't want to go with that. I want to catch something. I want to catch fish on something I haven't caught fish. Most fish I've probably caught bass fishing. It's a tie for drop shot, crankbait, flick shake, shaky head. I've been catching up in numbers with the other lures, but before I started branching out, it was always a drop shot. So this is one that has a pattern on it, not the traditional one. I'm not saying I'm going to use this, but I'll probably just use. I have gold ones, silver ones, all that. The silver buddies, those. As soon as I got hip to them, I've been throwing them. These things is really big on the action, the way that you use them. So you really want to make sure that you use this and kind of key in. There's a lot of really good videos on there. If you just Google them, YouTube them, there are a lot of good videos that show you actually how to use this. But this is definitely something I have tied on when I go. I like fishing it, don't get me wrong, and it definitely does catch fish. But the only thing is, it's something about bopping it on the bottom with these treble hooks. You end up donating a couple of these things, and they not something I want to donate, especially where I go fishing at. There's so much underwater little trees and stuff like that you'll get hung up on. Even with a jig that's supposed to be weedless, you'll get hung up on. So I really don't like to fish something like this where I go, or from the bank. I don't like to fish it that much from the bank personally. I like to fish on a boat. I don't mind because I can hop behind something and pop it out. But from the bank, I don't like just going out and using these and losing them. It sucks, but I know they catch fish, so this is one of my top baits that I use. The go-to for everyone during this time. This isn't one, I actually just started using this yesterday, so I'm not recommending this particular one. I just wanted to try this out, but it's a jerkbait. So this is my actual box of them, but any kind of jerkbait. So I got everything from Duo Realis to Strike King to Mega Bass to excuse me, anything like that. Yozuri, take your pick. I mean, jerkbait. This is a good time to actually try out every jerkbait that you've ever had in your tackle box. Just try them out. Get out there. I've done a couple videos recently on jerkbaits because those have been my go-to for like a year now. These things they produce fish consistently when you're trying to catch, especially during these colder weather. As it starts to heat up, like everyone says, you want to fish a little bit faster, things are moving faster, that's cool. But right now, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, count it down, man. Just let that thing sit there, and just, especially the suspending ones. I recommend the suspending jerkbaits. That's huge. Suspending jerkbait. So this is the 100 SP Duo Realis. My Jackall Re-Range, again, Mega Bass, the suspending ones. So the ones that you twitch a couple times to get them down to the depth that you want, and then just let them sit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, just let them sit, guys. Like, I know everybody loves to fish, and usually when you go bass fishing, you want to get in and catch a couple fish and get on to the next location. But man, I'm trying to tell you. So take your time, let them things sit, and you will be rewarded. Trust me, you will be rewarded. And if you're not, just go back out another day and try it again. See if your reward might have been delayed. So a delayed reward. That's what you. Alright, so now for the good stuff, guys. So this is what I want to catch fish on. I haven't caught a fish on either one of these things so far. One of them I have, but the other two I haven't. So this is just my bonus stuff. This is what I'm hoping to catch a fish on. So, and not even maybe this one, but I really would love to catch a fish on this thing. So this is, I mentioned this in my last video, the bull shad. I'm hoping to throw, I have this one, I have the slow sink one, and I'm working on hopefully getting the trout one. To throw these things around. I want something to bite this big jumbo size bait, and I want to set the hook, and I want to scream like a little child on Christmas that just got an Xbox One with Fortnite. That's what I want to do. I want to scream like I just got Fortnite for my holiday season. I'm telling you, this one I have caught fish on, quite a bit of fish on. Not this particular one. What I recommend, and this is not even the jig I recommend, but a jig. Sorry, that's the other one. I said it already. A jig. I definitely recommend fishing a jig for this time of year, any time of year for that matter. But in particular, this time of year, a football head jig with a creature trailer that doesn't have a lot of like undulation and all that kind of stuff. Something that's very, very minimal. Football head. Cast it out. Let it sink to the bottom. Hop it. Let it sink back down. Hop it. Let it sink back down. Way slower than what I'm telling you right now. But hop it. Let it sink back down. And just keep an eye on your line. Definitely keep an eye on your line. Make sure braid to a leader, something like that. Something that lets you feel it really good. So I recommend like a tungsten, a jig. Something that will sink down relatively quickly, get to the bottom, hop it up, let it fall back down, hop it up, let it fall back down, hop it up, let it fall back down, and watch your line. Because like again, these fish, they're moving really slow right now. If that fish comes and that fish sees your jig and comes over and like that speed, and obviously it ain't gonna be that slow because they're trying to attack it, but I'm just saying if they come and get it like this, you may see that and just a slight tick of your line, like slight tick, because he's not like rah, like kind of like they do in the other time when they see it and they just want to clobber it and they take off, and next thing you know you're whoosh, like that. No, it might just be something that's really light, just a little grab it. If it's got something on and they want to hold on to it, they might hold on to it. So you see the jump, you might see it kind of take off a little bit, but you may not get that big thing that you're used to. So just be mindful, and then sometimes you will, and just be ready to set the hook. Okay, enough of that. I mentioned the big swim bait, the bull shad. That's huge, but I want to catch something on the other ones too. So I got some HUDs and Mega Bass mag drafts. These things as well I'm going to be throwing. These are the weedless version of the HUDs, but I've got to throw these around too because I want to catch something on these big swim baits. I've got to catch something on these big swim baits. That's like has to happen. I got an S-Waver. I mean, these things I want to catch a fish on these things. Bluegill one, man, dude. These are things I want to catch fish on. A big swim, big glide bait, and the last thing. I'm sure everybody's caught fish on this, but I haven't because I don't throw it. And to be honest, when I got it and I was throwing it, I was an absolute idiot. Like I was throwing it in places that I definitely should not have been throwing it, and throwing it at times I definitely shouldn't have been throwing it. So I'm an idiot. But I admit that, and now I got it back and I want to try it again. So took my jig off this one, tied on the umbrella rig. This is a Flash Mob Junior 5. I'm here in Virginia, so we ain't got no guidelines that's strict on these things. I'm not on the Potomac. I'm in Virginia. I'm out here at Lake Mooney. So I am going to throw around an umbrella rig throughout this fall winter time, And I think this actually is probably going to be my deal. This is probably what's going to land me the most fish. I think this and the jerkbait and the drop shot, I think is going to be my 3 go-tos for this particular time of year. But I've really got to learn and study and focus on how to fish this umbrella rig, because I'm not an umbrella rig expert. I've never caught a fish on it. I threw it around for a couple weeks, lost one in a tree and one in another tree, probably another one in the tree, and then I have no umbrella rigs, and I ain't had an umbrella rig since then. I just got an umbrella rig. Got another one coming, like a Picasso something or a Hog Farm or something. I got these kind of things coming. I'm gonna throw around this umbrella rig. So umbrella rig, jerkbait, drop shot are my 3 recommended. But I slid in that silver buddy because I know it catches fish. I don't know if the umbrella rig does. I've seen it, I've heard about it, I know it can. I've just never caught a fish on it personally, so I don't want to send people and say, hey, go fish on umbrella rig, and I've never caught it on there. I'm not going to speak on something that I don't know anything about. I'm just going by what I've seen in the videos that I watch, like you guys are watching this video. So with that being said, those are my top 3 baits that I recommend for fishing the fall, winter. When spring gets ready, just open up the playbook and get out your tackle box and throw whatever you want. But for this particular time, this is what I recommend for right now, and then a couple things that I hope to catch fish on. So 1, the drop shot, 2, the jerkbait, 3, the silver buddy. The wishful ones are the big swim baits. I'm definitely hoping to catch. I'm going for that giant bass. I've been steadily increasing the quality of the fish I've been catching. I'm very excited about that, but you still sprinkle in the dinks. But I'm hoping to have that patience, that put in that work to try to land me a giant. The other baits are, of course, the jig. Never take the jig off. Keep the jig on year round. It's fine. The jig, the big swim baits, like I said, and then the umbrella rig. So as always, guys, it's Ty's Fishing Adventure. You guys are awesome. I thank you guys for watching the video, and peace. I'm out.